Hello and welcome back to A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We are on lesson 129. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. This is the thought that follows from the one we practiced yesterday. You cannot stop with the idea that the world is worthless, for unless you see that there is something else to hope for, you will only be depressed. Our emphasis is not on giving up the world, but on exchanging it for what is far more satisfying, filled with joy and capable of offering you peace. Think you this world can what? Think you this world
Can
can
offer you
offer
that.
that to you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, author. Weird phraseology. It might be worth a little time to think once more about the value of this world. Perhaps you will concede there is no loss in letting go although all thought of value here. The world you see is merciless, indeed, unstable, cruel, unconcerned with you, quick to avenge and pitiless with hate. It gives but to rescind, and takes away all things that you have cherished for a while. No lasting love is found, for none is here. This is the world of time, where all things end. Ugh.
It a loss to find a world instead where losing is impossible, where love endures forever, hate cannot exist, and vengeance has no meaning? Is it lost to find all things you really want and know they have no ending and they will remain exactly as you want them throughout time? Yet even they will be exchanged at last for what we cannot speak of. For you go from there to where words fail entirely, into a silence where the language is unspoken and yet surely understood.
Communication, unambiguous and plain as day, remains unlimited for all eternity. And God Himself speaks to His Son as His Son speaks to Him. Their language has no words, for what they say cannot be symbolized. Their knowledge is direct and wholly shared and wholly one. How far away from this are you who stay bound to this world, and yet how near are you when you exchange it for the world you want?
Now is the last step certain. Now you stand an instant's space away from timelessness. Here can you but look forward, never back to see again the world you do not want. Here is the world that comes to take its place as you unbind your mind from little things the world sets forth to keep you prisoner. Value them not, and they will disappear. And value them not, and they will disappear. Esteem them, and they will seem real to you.
Such is choice. What loss can be for you in choosing not to value nothingness? This world holds nothing that you really want, but what you choose instead you want indeed. Let it be given you today. It wakes but for your choosing it, to take the place of all the things you seek but do not want.
Practice your willingness to make this change 10 minutes in the morning and at night, and once more in between. Begin with this. Beyond the world, there is a world I want. I choose to see that world instead of this, for here is nothing that I really want. Then close your eyes upon the world you see, and in the silent darkness, watch the lights that are not of this world light one by one, until where one begins, ends, loses all meanings as they blend in one.
Today the lights of heaven bend to you, to shine upon your eyelids as you rest beyond the world of darkness. Here is light your eyes cannot behold, and yet your mind can see it plainly and can understand. A day of grace is given you today, and we give thanks. This day we realize that what you feared to lose was only loss.
Now do we understand there is no loss, for we have seen its opposite at last, and we are grateful for that the choice is made. Remember your decision hourly and take a moment to confirm your choice by laying by whatever thoughts you have and dwelling briefly only upon this. The world I see holds nothing I want. Beyond this world, there is a world I want.
Hmm. Yeah. I almost feel like I should be reading this, pre-reading it before we go on.
I know sometimes it's like,
Oh,
what?
yeah, it's very
But again,
wordy.
I think, like I said yesterday, it's meant for us to,
Yes,
it's
slow
maybe a
down. I
little
get it.
harder to read so that we have to actually go, what? And think
Mm-hmm.
about it. And, you know,
Yeah. So the only thing we're afraid to lose is loss. Is that what I'm getting?
yeah. And that's what all this world offers is loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, everything ends at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So last chapter was the world I see holds nothing I want. And now it's beyond this world. There is a world I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the
Yeah.
first couple lines of number 3. Is it a loss to find a world instead where losing is impossible, where love endures forever, hate cannot exist, and vengeance has no meaning?
Mm-hmm.
Is it lost to find all things you really want and know they have no ending and they will remain exactly as you want them throughout time?
Yeah, I'm going to highlight that.
Yeah. And I liked number 4 when you started reading that. Communication, unambiguous and plain as day, remains unlimited for all eternity.
Mm.
So just straight up speaking love all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How far away from this? Sorry?
No, I was just agreeing with what you're saying.
How far away from this are you who stay bound to this world? And yet, how near are you when you now exchange it for the world you want? You know, I
Yeah.
keep seeing things that say, if you want a beautiful world, then be a beautiful world. Be
Yeah.
the speak, be the love, be the trust, be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just going to say exactly the same thing, but slightly differently, and say that if we just stay in our heart and
yeah,
we let our heart guide us,
yeah,
then we're always in that space,
yeah,
or
yeah,
likely much
yeah.
closer.
Here is the world that comes to take its place as you unbind your mind from little things the world sets forth to keep you prisoner. Value them not, and they will disappear. I kind of feel like that's, you know, I was in my, sleepless night. I was thinking, I don't focus on any of the worldly stuff anymore. I don't. And I wonder
Yeah.
sometimes if it's just naivety that it just doesn't impact me because
Mm-hmm.
it's not impacting me. It has no impact on me whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
And I wonder if that's just my privilege in a way, like my privilege, because, I have been blessed and I feel in many ways very blessed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't have a job that makes me prisoner. I make my own income.
Yeah.
Um, I can come and go as I please. I'm not impacted by I'm not, excuse me, impacted by anything out there. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm not impacted by any of it.
Yeah. The thing I
Does that
was
mean I
talking.
shouldn't fight for the ostriches or I shouldn't fight for, whatever? But we're finding, like, even the recent Bondi incident, I saw
Mm-hmm.
actors getting, you know,
Painted up.
painted up. And I thought, we can't trust anything. So why give it any energy? I don't
Yes.
know.
That's
I don't
probably
know.
the lesson right there. Unless we can verify it ourselves, anything can be manipulated by what we see,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, hold your energy safely,
Well, and
right?
choose love. Like what benefit does it do to be, upset?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know anything about anything.
Yeah. And if we
I think
believe
we've
that
said,
death is not the end, then it's not. I do believe there is suffering, though, in this world. People do
hmm
suffer, and then they transition out of here to a place where they're being held in eternal love. right? So I think the fear is what holds us in the 3D, right?
That
It's
my
a
life
very
could become
weighty,
suffering in 10 minutes flat, really. Just
right.
a couple of decisions away from being
Yeah.
in a suffering state,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with you. You could
Yeah. We
lose
all
your
walk
home and
that
not have
timeline.
insurance or,
Mhm.
any number of things. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't have shelter. I don't have a bed. I don't have food. I
Mhm.
don't have
Yeah.
anything, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
just a few decisions away. I used to hear that a lot in the, when had, anyway, I knew some alcoholics in the program and,
Mhm.
you know, I don't know where I was going with that. The thought was gone so fast. Um, but it's about drug use. You
Mm.
know,
Mhm.
you could just think you're smoking a joint with somebody
Mhm.
and it could be laced with heroin and you're
Yeah.
addicted.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yeah. Or fentanyl and you're dead,
Yeah.
right? So,
Or bad fentanyl. I don't know if all fentanyl is bad because I think there's fentanyl in a number. I don't know. I know nothing about it, Sue.
yeah, me neither.
But maybe because we're like I said, like are we privileged? Look where I live. Look at these
Yeah.
pretty things.
I
And I
feel
don't
like
have
I
to,
want for nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess I chose this life. We don't really know how all of this works.
Right.
And my parents guided me. I made some mistakes as a teenager. I sure did.
Mhm.
And if they hadn't been who they were, um, you know, I wouldn't be sitting here. I have sourdough. I'll be right back.
Yep. No problem.
Good old sourdough morning. Sorry, folks, for the delay. I'm making sourdough and I needed to take the lid off and change the temperature.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it smells so
Yeah,
good.
I'll
But
bet.
yeah, but yeah, look at me, privileged. I'm making my own bread. I make, anyway,
Yeah.
beyond this world is a world I want. And maybe, you know, thank you. I'm really grateful that I have this life.
Yeah.
I'm
And there's
glad I'm
nothing
not
wrong with enjoying and
suffering.
being thankful for our day-to-day experiences in our existence, right?
Hmm.
Because the other one thing I took from this is like if you're always like, I don't want this world, I don't want this world, uh yeah, but you're here. So
Hmm.
how do you stay in your heart if, you know, it's more of an understanding. This, this realm doesn't hold really any deep, there's lots of connection, but not what we have been told. I think that's the kind of the secret, the dirty little secret, right? We're
Hmm.
really kept in a trap of consumerism and believing lies. That's kind of how our whole day unfolds. And a couple of the girlfriends that I was chatting with yesterday that came for a visit, um, one of them said, "So, do you feel like in the last little while you kind of stopped engaging in all the social media drama around all of these things?" And myself and the other girl were like, "Yeah, absolutely." She said, 2 years ago, if we'd have seen this particular story come up, we would have been all just filled with outrage. And now
Hmm.
I just feel like much more neutral about it. You're like, yeah, I'm not really sure if that's true. I'm taking it in. I'm kind of looking at it, trying to evaluate whether it's true or not, but it's not taking up very much. It's almost like reading the Inquirer. Once you're done, you
Yeah,
put it on the kitchen table or you make a fire with it and you forget about it, right?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
and because we've had the experiences where we don't believe anything
Hmm.
really.
Yeah.
Um, Even my friend that said she had friends at the ostrich farm and experienced this and that and the other thing, I still don't believe it because she wasn't there.
Right. Yeah.
But we've learned that the news media isn't truthful. Are they getting there? I don't know. But for the most part, I don't think there's just so much that we can't rely on, that we've
Right.
been made or, been taught in a way to consider that this is the truth. But really,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Well,
It,
like Charlie Sheen said, I can no longer rely on the opinions of others. That's kind of how I feel about the news. And
yeah,
not that I place a lot of value in what Sheen says, but that was a little snippet takeaway. And I thought, yeah, he's not wrong. I
he's not
cannot
wrong.
rely on the opinions of others.
Yeah,
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 it's been quite some time since we've really been able to do that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful I was not born into a family of suffering or child
Hmm.
abuse or trafficking or
Yeah.
any number of horrific things that or
Same.
drug abuse or any of that. I'm just
Mhm.
so grateful that I was not called to experience that this time.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
then I wouldn't know. I would be having that life experience and that would just be it. That would just be different.
Right.
But
Yeah.
being in this particular um, this is the life I chose, apparently.
Hmm.
And I'm grateful for it. And I'm also grateful that this caused the awakening in me and
Hmm.
to look at things that matter more than things that don't. Like A Course in Miracles to me matters more than the news or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
My kids say, "Do you want to go to the movies?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to go." Do you go to and I say, "Well, I've been to 20 concerts, my favorite bands concerts. I've
Yeah.
been to operas, I've been to ballets, I've been to all kinds of things. I've done it all. It's funny, I have no desire to do it right now.
Hmm. Yeah. There's more pressing matters at hand, and that's to continue the awakening, to upgrade our consciousness, and read things that give us peace. And yeah.
But even,
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose. And also, I gave up drinking 5 years ago, and a lot of that seems like a more social thing to do. Not that people who have never drank didn't do these things, but I just don't feel like doing any of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different story.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Agreed.
beyond this world, there is a world I want. And I think for me, I'm trying to create it here
Hmm. Right.
as best I can on the
Heaven
days
on
that I
earth.
can.
Yeah. Let's create heaven on earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just in the
But
little
we have
day-to-day
this,
interactions, right?
mhm. We just have this problem called the ego mind
Right.
that sabotages the potentiality of an extremely, you know, I mean, my days are pretty good, but extremely like beyond, like looking at people who have incredibly like I don't know what I'm comparing it to and I don't know why I'm comparing, but I feel like I'm on the verge of something really cool in my life and
Mm.
in those around me. And it
Yeah.
matters who's around me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it always did, but now we recognize it for,
Yeah.
how truly deep that actually goes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's end the recording here. I want to chat for a minute anyways. Hang on.
Okay. Hmm.
Have a good day, people.